Welcome to the road to 1 million US dollars. Let's get right into the Bitcoin chart for today, starting on this 4-hour time frame for Bitcoin, because since yesterday we actually rejected from this important level of resistance, sitting from 105 all the way up to 107,000 in the Bitcoin price. Now, of course, after that we saw a big drop to the downside all the way down to this big level of support, sitting from 100 all the way down to 99k, where we then saw a bit of a bounce to reach this current area of resistance, sitting from 101.5k all the way up to 102.5k. So if we start seeing confirmed candle closes above that 102.5k level, then I will consider that to be broken, and at that point I would be looking for some kind of move further to the upside, perhaps even up to this descending line of resistance, which as of the time of recording is sitting at about 105.5k, but do keep in mind that this does trend down over time. However, if we take a look at this 1 day time frame, something to take note of here is that, in my personal opinion, so long as we are not getting a daily candle close above that 107k level, then I am not looking for any big moves to the upside for Bitcoin just yet. And I think anyone flipping extremely bullish before we get that daily candle close above 107k is just going to be slightly early. And of course, it doesn't have to mean that they are wrong, but they are simply taking on more risk by having this bullish posture before we get the real confirmation on the little bit higher time frames. So that's just something to take note of here. There is a difference between the different time frames, and in terms of a higher time frame, like 1 day, 1 week type of bullish confirmation, I am looking for a close above 107k. And until then, guys, Bitcoin is technically just in this downtrend on the 4-hour time frame. We're seeing lower highs in the Bitcoin price and we're seeing lower lows in the Bitcoin price. So yes, this is technically just a downtrend. And in terms of that bullish confirmation on the 4-hour time frame, it would either be a break of this descending line of resistance, and another potential signal to look out for, which could come in slightly earlier than the actual break of resistance, is going to be a break of this descending trend line in the RSI, again on that 4-hour time frame. Getting candle closes above this, potentially making a move like this, is going to be that first piece of bullish confirmation that we are indeed potentially ready to get another move to the upside in the Bitcoin price. But until then, guys, be open to the possibility of another move to the downside here, because yeah, like I said, this is technically a downtrend. The RSI is still in a downtrend. So yes, I am already seeing people on Twitter, for example, talking about this being the exact bottom for Bitcoin. And yes, potentially that could be the case, but I am not seeing enough evidence in the market here to actually confirm that that is the case, because we are still in that downtrend. And I would say it is a pretty similar situation to what we saw right here a couple of weeks ago when we dipped all the way down to 89,000 in the Bitcoin price. At that time, we swept a bunch of liquidity. So yes, that was a factor leading us to believe that potentially the low might be in, although there was a bunch more liquidity down here. But as you can see by these old trend lines in these dotted lines, I am always first looking for a break of some kind of downtrend before I am even considering another move to the upside. And yes, here today, I'm saying the exact same thing. I like that technical confirmation before I'm just yelling something out in these videos here. As always, I try to keep it as objective as possible. So that is the purpose of these videos. That is the point of this channel. And of course, this is not financial advice. I'm simply telling you what I'm seeing in the charts, and you can do with that information what you like. Taking a look at the Bitcoin liquidation heat map then, first of all, on this 3-day time frame, notice how we just took out a big level of liquidity to the upside at 102.8k. So in the case that you're not familiar, typically the Bitcoin price gets attracted to where there is the most liquidity on this chart. And right here, we had the biggest pocket of liquidity sitting at that 102.8k level. Hence, the Bitcoin price got attracted to that and took out all of those short positions out of the market. Now, if we look at the present day situation, what do we have here? There's still a bunch of liquidity here, as high as about 104k, with more liquidity to the upside above that, sitting at about 106k. So yes, in the short term, we do have a decent amount of liquidity to the upside left. As far as liquidity to the downside goes, we have some liquidity at about 99,000 in the Bitcoin price. price, and most of the liquidity to the downside in the short term, of course, is sitting at 98.1K. So yes, if you start to see a bit of a rejection in the charts here, these could be some potential areas of interest that the Bitcoin price might be targeting at that point. Zooming out to this 1 month time frame though, we do have some liquidity at about 97,000, but most of the liquidity is in fact to the upside, sitting at 109.6K. And there is even some liquidity at about 108,000. So again, guys, I know that during this bull market, I've been saying this many times, and at some point, of course, we aren't going to take out that liquidity because then the top will be in. But for now, I do think the bears will not go unpunished. And this liquidity sitting at 109.6K is going to get taken out of the market at some point, at which point Bitcoin will be printing new all-time highs. And we will be looking for much higher prices for Bitcoin after that. Either way, this has been today's market update. Don't forget to join the Road to 1 Million community on Discord. You can find the link to that in the video description. Currently, we have over 2,500 members inside the community. And of course, you can join it completely for free. So go check it out. It's a very active community of people that are trading crypto every single day. But regardless, if you do end up checking that out or not, thank you for watching once again. And I will see you tomorrow in the next one.